Um, there's there was a friend of mine in high school, Desmond D'Souza. 2% of Indians are Catholic. And so Desmond, kind of a below average student you would hardly ever notice in class, one of those backbenchers. So he came to the US for his undergraduate degree, came to New York, and his parents, he and I both finished high school in Dubai. And so most of us were leaving to go to places which had colleges. And so when he was coming to the US, to New York, to study, his parents basically said, look, here's 4 years of living expenses and tuition. We're putting it in your account. We trust you. And don't bother us for money for the next 4 years. We're done with your education expenses, right? So he had a decent amount of money that he was sitting on. And without telling his parents, he bought this single-family home right across from campus in New York. I don't know, 5-bedroom home or something. And he filled every nook and cranny of that home with students. I think there were like 6 of them in the living room. Okay, I mean, he had like 40 people living there, and he was the slumlord, collecting rent, right? And of course, he had borrowed 80-90% of the purchase price from a bank, and in a few years, I think in a couple of years, the prices had gone up. I think they'd gone up like 20% or something. So he pulled equity out, bought 2 more homes, and filled those up with students as well. And then after that, he got to know this. I was studying engineering. I was in the top 1% of my class. I remember I visited Desmond in New York just right after I had graduated. I thought that I'd done well and I'd gotten a nice job, etc. And Desmond is telling me he's got no interest in taking any jobs. He's saying that's like for losers, He's telling me that. And what he did when he graduated, he made friends with this banker, and there was this neighborhood, this Haitian neighborhood in Long Island. So the banker told him, listen, so Desmond asked him, listen, instead of buying regular homes, I want to buy foreclosed homes because, those are beat up and nobody wants to buy them. And so the banker told him, listen, I can actually give you a great deal if you take 20 of them. He had all these, and these foreclosed homes in the US, I'm not sure what happens in Ireland, but when these guys are leaving the house, even the plug sockets are gone. I mean, the appliances are gone, the home's destroyed, for all practical purposes. So no woman's going to go in and say, this is the one I want, And so Desmond buys these 20 foreclosed homes, and he has this whole crew of closed homes, and he has this whole crew of contractors who immediately go in to fix everything, change the appliances. And then he used actually the same people who were fixing his homes, all these Haitian contractors who were all renting apartments, and he convinced the same banker to give them loans to buy the homes that the banker had given him on foreclosure at a significantly higher price. And he told the Haitians, basically, bring me all your uncles and cousins and everyone else, I'll get them all into homes, right? And he convinced, and so all these people, he's getting them homes, were black, right? And they'd face some discrimination with bankers, etc. So Desmond sat down with his banker and said, look, these are hardworking people. They've got skills, they've got income, they've got everything. Don't mess with them. And let's get them through the pipeline. And the banker was happy. He said, yeah, they fit all my profiles, and I'm happy. So he had this whole engine going, right? I mean, he's buying from the bank, foreclosed. Within about 6 weeks, the property is all done. In another month, he sold it back to the same bank, and just on and on. And Desmond, a few years is worth a few $1 million. No job. And never had any great GPA in college, and didn't care. So I think that what I'm saying is that the bottom line is that, if you've got the skills of a good investor, I think you can generate the capital.